And just like that, folks, with one kick, the Kansas City Chiefs have sealed their names in the history books as the winners of Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. The Chiefs were the ones to give their war cry at the end of the day. It was a 38-35 contest, and the Eagles did everything they could, but at the end of the day, they got roasted. But you know what? We'll talk about that in this episode coming up. You're tuned in to the Trash Talk Tailgate.
And he scores on the last play of the game. Touchdown! They talk about that ball becomes a nation forever.
Are you ready? Riley Peters.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Preston Rowe.
One of the best young coaches in college football.
It's the Trash Talk Tailgate.
Strong right slot, C right. Spider 2 wide banana CO. You're going to call it like it's your favorite play you've ever gotten in your life.
I am Riley Puddin' Peters. With me, as always, my partner in crime, the football sensei himself, Dr. Preston Rowe. And folks out there, we hope that you joined us for our Super Bowl live stream. If you didn't, it is still available right now on the Trash Talk Tailgate YouTube page. Go click on it. It's like 4 hours long, so, you can watch the whole thing if you want. I would greatly appreciate it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But, go find your favorite highlights from the game and go watch me about 20 seconds before everybody else live reactions. Yeah, man. How did you feel about the game?
It was a great game.
Yeah.
It was honestly one of the best Super Bowls I've ever watched. It just had a very anticlimactic ending, which was disappointing.
It really fucking did, didn't it, dude?
It did.
It was such a good game. I mean, I think you nailed it on the head saying it's one of the best Super Bowls in our era. I mean, I can't think of maybe Saints Colts with the halftime onside kick. Steelers Cardinals.
Yeah.
That was a solid Super Bowl. But yeah, no, this one, I mean,
It's
the
right up there.
Brady comeback against
True.
against the Falcons. But even that, I mean, that one was a
Well,
close
like-
game. But this game just it
It
was,
was back and forth.
yeah. You never felt like you really never felt like one team. Well, aside from the first quarter, I feel like the Philadelphia. If you asked me at the end of the first quarter, I was like, this is going to be an easy Philadelphia Eagles win because they were looking toit. But honestly, the other three quarters, it was a coin toss.
But I never really felt that way because the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
never out of a game with Patrick Mahomes. and
Listen,
Andy
man,
Reid, so.
I've said that all season, man. Fucking storylines, Mahomes, hobbled Mahomes, does it again. But I don't know. In the first quarter, though, the Eagles, they did look really good. The second quarter, I mean, and that's, I think this goes to your point, Preston. Even when the Eagles led by 10 points going into halftime, 24-14, I still was like, I just don't think Kansas City is out of this. And, well,
Especially because they were getting the ball for the second half. Kick.
yeah, they were getting the ball, and, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just felt different. It definitely didn't feel like the Eagles had it in the bag. I don't know if there was any Eagles fans celebrating at halftime or players, but they shouldn't have been. I hope they were smart enough to not be, but we are talking about the city of brotherly love. So,
True.
we can't expect that much, right? But as the first half goes, I mean, the Eagles really did have a stronghold on it. They were putting up big numbers. Like I said, at halftime, the score was 24-14. One of Kansas City's touchdowns was a Jalen Hurts fumble that was a fucking scoop and score.
That kind of turned the momentum of the game.
Big time. Big
Because,
fucking time.
Dude, they were driving. It was 14-7. The Eagles were driving. And if they go up 21-7, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts, he just fumbles the ball. Like, it was an unforced fumble. He just dropped it.
Yeah,
and the ball
it
bounced.
fucking like hit off his hip a little weird. I mean, not saying that he shouldn't have caught it, but it was like the snap was a little bit low to the left, and it hit his hip. It hit his hip a little weird and kind of bounced out. Yeah, that's just shit you can't. Not in the Super Bowl.
And I mean, the Chiefs were very fortunate because it bounced right. It bounced right in Nick Bolton's hands, and he was gone to the house.
Yeah, and I mean, no one even close to him going to the house.
No.
But I mean, I guess this is where I will present the Super Bowl certified Big Riley's Big Ugly Bastard of the Week. This time it's gonna be Big Ugly Bastards. Honestly, man, for me in this game, it was both offensive line.
True.
Just some hashtag Bub copious notes. There was only 2 sacks allowed all game. Both of them were by Kansas City, but even if only 2 all game against very good defenses. In the red zone. So I mean I got this stat from ESPN. I don't know if ESPN considers the red zone the 25 in or the 20 in, but one of those two.
It's the 20. It should be the 20.
It should be the 20, but some people are weird. Some people like to say it's the 25.
Yeah.
And it would be ESPN to be that kind of person. Anyways, both teams were over 50% in red zone efficiency. That means getting from the 25 into the end zone or the 20 into the end zone. We're 60% and 80% respectively between the two teams, which is
that's insane.
Fucking ridiculous for both teams to be over 50%. Both teams were 100% in goal to go efficiency. That means if the offense got the ball within the 10-yard line, where it would be first and goal, second and goal, third and goal, yada yada yada, both teams scored it every single time. The Kansas City Chiefs were 2 for 2, and the Philadelphia Eagles were 3 for 3. I also want to talk about the Eagles going 4 for 4 on QB sneaks.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, a beautiful, beautiful technique every time, and they didn't do the same thing every time. I mean, how much can you vary a fucking QB sneak? Well, ask Tyler Huntley about how much you can vary a QB sneak. And I'll bet you would go right over top of him. But they did just a great job of using their offensive lines, just raw physicality up front. Yeah, man. There's a couple with Jordan Mailata, where they show like the pylon angle, shooting straight down the line, and you see him, dude. He's in a 4-point stance, just like boom. I mean, pretty much not even in a stance. He's on his forearms, army crawling, pushing a pile, man. So, I mean, that's amazing. Chris Jones did really well in the second half and towards the end of the game specifically. He had some big.
He was getting bullied in the first half. He was getting.
I mean, listen, everyone was getting. Both defenses were getting bullied in the first half. There was, but in the second half, he came in with a little bit of ice. I mean, he really did his thing to help secure down. But that's not what this is about. I just wanted to give him a little love because he tried his hardest. The big thing is here though, both offensive lines just playing out of their minds, man. If you want to blame, you can blame this the I guess the Kansas City win and the Philadelphia loss. You can blame this on a lot of things. I guess I say blame in the win just to use it as a term. But you cannot say that the offensive lines did not do the best they could.
They came to play, man.
They
and
came
we
to
talked
fucking play.
We talked about this on the live stream, and I was like, just watching, especially the Eagles' offensive line on those quarterback sneaks, how low they all got at the point of attack. Just as soon as Jason Kelce snaps the ball, they're all just. It's almost like it was like they were chop blocking. That's how low they were getting.
I mean, it was really. There was a couple of them where they were playing rugby. They weren't even fucking playing. They weren't even fucking playing football. I mean, they were in there scrumming, man. It was crazy.
And we talked about it, Riley, because I was like, Riley, who wins in football? The low man always wins in football.
Yep.
All about leverage.
Leverage wins the trenches.
Yep.
It is truly it. Man, I mean, I don't really, there's not much else that needs to be said. Not much else that can be said. Man.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that we knew going into this that this was probably going to be a great game. I think the game even lived up to our own hype. Like it exceeded the hype, and it was very hyped up. It's just really unfortunate that one of these teams had to lose because they both played so well. And I think for me, the thing that leaves a bad taste in my mouth, kind of like I said earlier, is it was just very anticlimactic. It felt like the game was won with a call by the referee.
Yeah.
It felt like the Eagles were robbed of a chance to go down with 1:30 left to either kick a field goal to tie or win the game on a last drive, you know?
Oh, man, that's all I wanted out of that. That's really all I wanted. I wanted to see him get that one last drive and just fucking see what they could do.
Now, with that being said, Riley, you know, I know especially Eagles fans, they're going to bitch about that call. And we did it live in the live stream. The refs were really a non-factor in the game up to that point. Yeah. And then, you know, it's third down. Yes, he grabbed the jersey, but it wasn't egregious. It happens all the time in football. And just for the referee to throw that flag late, it just left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. I get it. Eagles fans are pissed. But I wrote down some #copious notes for other reasons why the Eagles lost this game. Number one.
Wait, hold on. Will we call this the segment of brotherly love?
Yes.
Bruh.
Yes. I mean, number one, dude, the Eagles, we talked about it all week, dude. You know, the Eagles' defensive line, I expected them to be dominant because they've got Fletcher Cox, Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis, Javon Hargrave. They've got depth all across the defensive line. They had 0 sacks the entire game. They could not get Patrick Mahomes on the ground. They flushed him out. They couldn't get him. They got out of their rush lane sometimes. He had that huge run in the fourth quarter.
Hey man, just because Patrick Mahomes was on cocaine for the second half doesn't mean you get to blame that defensive line for not being able to contain him. That man was running like his dealer told him he was leaving in 30.
But again, you know, for as dominant as the Eagles were all season, they couldn't get Patrick Mahomes on the ground, and that ultimately bit them in the ass. The next thing, dude, we said it live. The 2 horrible red zone miscommunications. The Chiefs ran the same little whip route to score 2 touchdowns in the red zone. Like, whenever you've got a whip route like that, as a secondary, you know, you've got the nickel and then you've got the outside corner. Whenever they go in motion like that, like whenever, and this is just basic football, whenever a receiver does a little short motion back towards the core, especially in the red zone, they're going to try to hit something outside to the corner. Because if it just creates more space. If the receiver motions back inside, it creates, obviously all the space is going to be back outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that situation, they didn't even rub them, dude. In that situation, it was two miscommunications. Both of them went with the number 2 receiver. And in that situation, the outside corner has got to play outside leverage. He's got to defend the flat.
I mean, yeah, dude.
And in both situations, they both went with the number 2 receiver. When I say the number 2 receiver, I mean the inside receiver, the slot receiver, the one that's not going in motion. Because they had the number 1 receiver go in motion, and then they hit him with a little whip route both times, dude, and it was wide open. 2 horrible miscommunications that led to 2 touchdowns in the red zone.
Yeah,
you can't do it. You cannot do it. You've got to have an outside leverage defender in that situation.
I mean,
another thing.
Hold on. Even if they go in motion, you can't let them come hands free without at least a little rub.
Dude,
that's it. Sorry, I've been trying to set that joke up the whole time you were saying that.
You fucker. You fucker.
That shit was beautiful. I don't give a fuck.
The other thing, dude, was the special teams. I mean, you let Kadarius Toney in a crucial situation with, what was it, like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter? Yeah. You let Kadarius Toney rip off the longest punt return in Super Bowl history, and he gets to the 4 or 5 yard line? Dude, it was just so bad. The entire punt return team went to the right. He makes a little move, and it's just nothing but daylight down.
Okay, wait. What? He didn't make just a little move. He got a really nice, like, full body momentum shift, broke a little tackle, and then broke that bitch off the other side. You're underplaying he made a really nice fucking move to break that bitch to the outside.
And
sorry.
But still,
my man is credit.
In that situation,
you
gotta harp.
And this
gotta harp special teams.
You can go watch the fucking live stream, because you can watch my reaction. As soon as he made that cut, I saw how many Eagles players were corralled up. And I was like, oh, this bitch is gone. This motherfucker is gone.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he makes that one move, and I'm like 6 or 7 Eagles players are just corralled up as soon as he makes that move.
They're out of their lanes, man.
Yeah, they're all just
didn't play properly.
They're all just in the field grazing. Slipping all over the place.
You can't do it in that situation. And then for me, probably the biggest thing is just there was one mistake the whole game, and Jalen Hurts made it. We already talked about it when he just fumbled. It was an unforced error. It was an unforced fumble that got the correct bounce right to Nick Bolton, and it's a scoop and score. It probably would have been 21-7 had the Eagles, not fumbled that ball.
Honestly,
and instead it's 14-14.
At least 17-7.
That was a huge momentum shift. Because, dude, at that point, the Chiefs couldn't stop the Eagles. They were just driving up and down the field on them.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy because that happened. They scored. It goes 14-14. And the Eagles put up 10 more points before halftime after that.
Yes.
But it still didn't seem like they were the ones with the momentum.
That's true.
That is the most, I gotta say, for all of the stuff about the Eagles, man, the fact that you can score 10 points on a team and still not get the momentum away from them is fucking mind-blowing to me.
That's true. It's very true.
Yeah, it's crazy shit right there, man. Absolutely crazy shit.
I mean, but, Eagles fans that are bitching, I get it. You're the city of brotherly love. But all of those things that me and Riley just talked about, That's why you lost. It shouldn't have come down to that call. I disagree with the call. I don't think you make that call in that situation, but you had plenty of other chances to win this game and not put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing I tell myself just in sports in general, whenever I'm watching sports. And I tell it to myself when it happens to my team and my team's on the shit end of the stick, and I tell it to everybody when it's their team. But if your team lost because of a call, your team lost. You know, like the Eagles didn't sure that call was dumb and shouldn't have happened, yada yada yada, blah blah fucking blah. But there is shit they could have done the entire second half. That would have made that shit not even relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no. So if your team loses by a call, your team fucking lost. That's just a fact.
Going back to your point, Riley, this is what I tell my kids, because this is what I tell my players.
I was gonna say
play better than the ref's ref.
Yeah.
Play better than the ref's ref.
1000%.
You know, yeah. That's what I always tell them. So again, Eagles fans, I get it. You're disappointed, but
you should be.
You lost. Like, you had plenty of chances to put this game away, and you didn't capitalize.
Yeah. I mean, so the big controversy that everybody's been talking about with this game, and it's not even, besides that penalty at the end, is the whole Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I don't even think if anybody was, I think it was just a dude trolling, but a lot of people took it pretty serious where they talked about Patrick Mahomes popping positive for fucking performance enhancers at the end of the fourth quarter, like after the game. They did a rapid test, but like I'm pretty sure it was just some dude trolling. But dude, the amount of people that like were like, "Yo, fucking watch him like the whole second half." He's fucking dude. My man was licking his lips like a steak dinner was in front of him, dude.
That's true.
Every time they showed him, he was like, and listen, man, I get the Jordan tongue, you know, like yeah. I have a tongue out of focus myself, but man, that dude he did look a little yacked. But I mean, my favorite stat, and Dr. Preston Rowe, I got to thank you for giving me this one. 13 for 14 in the fourth quarter. Tell me that's not cocaine strength. tell me that isn't the power of cocaine. Patrick Mahomes might as well have been Tyrone Biggums that whole fucking second half, dude.
Dude, not only that, like the 13 of 14 is very impressive in the fourth quarter. He was 21 of 27 for the game. He had 6 incompletions the whole game. He had 182 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
Now, 182, that's a little crazy for Mahomes. That's a low-ass number for him.
But, dude, that just means that he's taking what the defense gives him.
I mean, it's true. It's crazy. I guess my point with that was they won with that. Usually Mahomes is putting up like 300.
Especially when he's down at halftime.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think they ran for 158.
They did. Yeah, they had 150
So, I mean,
yards
and I think the Eagles had 112, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah, they did.
Oh, god damn, I'm good. Woo! So
man.
they did outrush. They did outrush the Eagles. 40 yards on paper isn't a lot, but that's pretty significant in real life. I mean, 40 yards of rushing is a pretty significant margin.
Especially because the Eagles, that's their bread and butter, is running the football.
Yeah, I mean, all fucking week, dude. Every time I turned on a Super Bowl press conference and it was the Eagles, they were just like, we're gonna hit the run game. If you run the ball, you can throw the ball better. Running the ball is gonna be our key to victory here. And I mean, they did a really good job in the first half, and I think one of the things that shot them in the foot in the second half is how much they went away from that. And I think one thing that definitely led to them moving away from the run game in the second half was the success they had hitting big plays.
True.
They hit, I mean, the second touchdown or the second Eagles touchdown to AJ Brown. That was a beautiful ball, beautiful route, deep play. You had the first, Devontae Smith. We got to do this as well. Shout out to the boy Shamar for first and foremost for coming on and being with us and helping us break down part of the Super Bowl. Love you, awesome. Brother. Glad to have you anytime, man. Yeah. But he called Devontae Smith having a big game.
I thought he was crazy, and I told him that. I'm like, bro, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing he called, I can't remember exactly. I think he said 12 catches for 120
some yards
for two touchdowns. And honestly, the only thing he didn't really get was the 2 tutties. What was the stat line, Preston?
Devontae Smith had 7 catches for 100 yards and no touchdowns. But he also had that catch that was overturned.
Yeah, he had quarter. I mean, and that was a 40-yard catch.
Yeah.
That was a significant catch. I mean, that was deep. Yes. That bitch was depth.
I mean, he had more yards than AJ Brown. AJ Brown had 6 catches, 96, but he had a touchdown.
Yeah, man, that touchdown catch was sick.
It was.
But Devontae Smith, I mean, he had some big ones. So you saw it in the second half. You saw them dialing up some of those deep balls a little bit more and it not being as successful. Like we said, there's the one that was overturned. And it's not like they went too crazy with it, but they had a lot of 3-and-outs in the second half. And those deep balls, I think that is a strong correlation right there. Maybe even causation. Borderline causation. Because, if you not that every time you take a deep ball and miss it, it's a wasted down. But most of the time, it's a wasted down.
But you've got to pick. I think what you're saying is you've got to pick your spots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
if it's typically you'll see a deep ball if it's second and short. Like if it's 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4.
Yeah,
you'll take a deep shot. But
that's what they were doing in the first half. That's what they were doing in the first half. They were using the run to set up the pass, and it was working well. And in the second half, you started to see a lot more 1st and 10, 2nd and 10 deep balls where you're like, okay, okay. I mean, the 1st and 10, when I play Madden, I like to call 1st and 10 deep balls every once in a while. But that's fucking Madden, okay? I'm not playing for a legit Super Bowl.
And, dude, speaking of that, we've got to shout out Jalen Hurts as well. He balled the fuck out.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he had, we talked about it. I don't want to harp on it, but he had the one mistake, which, knowing Jalen Hurts, that that's going to haunt him for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah, he's waking up thinking of that.
Yeah, I mean, but, dude, he should not hang his head at all because he balled the fuck out. He went 27 of 38 for 304 yards and a touchdown. And that touchdown to A.J. Brown was beautiful. He put it where only A.J. Brown could catch it.
Yeah, it was right over the fucking shoulder, right into the fucking breadbasket, dude.
And he was also their leading rusher with 15 carries for 70 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, dude, he was doing this. Oh, man. It just sucks because you really felt like he was he spent 3 quarters balling out, trying to make up for one mistake.
Yeah.
And he played his heart out.
He did.
Do not think that's the last time we see Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl.
I agree with that.
Dude,
he's improved so much since his rookie year.
I mean, 100%. Night and day.
I mean, dude, he's got a crazy story. And I mean, because remember in the 2017 national championship at Alabama, he got benched at halftime for Tua Tagovailoa, and he stuck it out. He could have transferred because Tua was the starter next year. Jalen was the backup when Tua got hurt. He came in and won the 2018 SEC championship over Georgia. And then he went to Oklahoma and he was a second-round draft pick of the Eagles. Dude, he's earned the respect of that locker room with just how hard he fucking works and how much he's improved as a passer. And I think you're right, dude. I think his character is just through the roof. I think his football backbone is through the roof. And I think you're right. I think we will see him in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, man. Let's hope the next time he just doesn't take one off the hip, right? I guess right. Another thing I wanted to talk about, just because I found it so goddamn crazy, was the whole thing with the turf, man.
Dude, that was wild.
It dumbfounds me that they would take that kind of risk, like using like a new, not necessarily experimental, but new to the NFL turf, and without giving people a chance to play on it before, like nothing, like you didn't even like I read, or there was a stat that they brought up during the game where it was like 66% of the players had switched their cleats. And then they showed a cut to the Eagles sideline, and one of their benches was just covered in cleats. And
yeah. That's unacceptable.
And there's a bunch of plays, and you see it a lot, where you're just like, I mean, that play was ruined because that dude slipped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a few big runs for both teams. Both teams, I mean, this plagued everyone that touched the field. There's even a couple clips of the refs fucking slipping and falling. Okay? I mean, nothing beats Isaiah Pacheco's his touchdown run. He stands up to go celebrate and almost fucking slips and breaks a goddamn leg. True. I mean, he really like fell back. He fell back on himself. He slipped and like went backwards on his own legs. Like that's how you get hurt. But anyways, it just irks my soul, man. Like I don't know why. Just why?
Yeah.
Why, Becky? Tell me why. I want to know.
I mean, everyone was clowning the last play of the game, the Hail Mary, when Jalen Hurts, like when he just fucking threw it into the ground, basically. He said it was because he slipped, and I did slip. It.
You can see it, like you see him slip. He fucking he slips on his anchor foot too, like the foot that you put all your like you channel your energy through to chuck a football is the foot that slipped, and like that's why that bitch ducked right there. Also, I just want to say, with that being the case, and I know you as a quarterback can attest to this, Dr. Preston Rowe. How far he actually got that bitch, concerning the fact it was just arm power, is pretty
impressive.
Because he got that bitch pretty fucking far.
I mean, if he had flipped, he would have thrown it. He would have given them a chance.
Yeah, it would have been a chance for sure. It would have been as good as any fucking like Aaron Rodgers, fucking Kirk Cousins Hail Mary. But yeah, man, that just really irked me, man. The field
they were
being
slipping
terrible
all over the place. They were just slipping all throughout the game, and it just
man. They gave us a slip and slide, but no wet T-shirt contest, and I was a little pissed off.
I will, I do want to point this out as well. Travis Kelce. I don't think there's any question he's the best playoff tight end in NFL history now. He finished the game with 6 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. But he did most of his damage in the first quarter. I will give the Eagles this: they took Kelce away in the second half.
Yep.
Because in the second half it was Juju, it was Isaiah Pacheco out of the backfield, it was Isaiah McKinnon out of the backfield. They did a really good job of taking Kelce away. But dude, that wheel route that they hit Kelce with on the touchdown, that was beautiful.
Yeah, honestly, you know what it felt like to me?
What?
Once the Eagles took Kelce out of the playbook, or like out of contention, so essentially out of the KC playbook, it almost seemed like I swear to God, it seemed like Andy Reid had been waiting for that shit for weeks. Seriously, because like no one has actually taken Kelsey out of the game, especially in the playoff run. If you just want to focus on that, none of the
Looking
teams
at
that
you,
KC
Jacksonville.
played. I mean, fucking both of them, dude.
True.
Fucking both of them. Everyone kept leaving Travis Kelsey open. I mean, that's what shot the Bengals in the foot too, man. They left his ass open a whole bunch, but they did. They shut him down, and it was almost like Andy Reid was like, "Thank fucking God, I can actually use the playbook I work on." Because it's like he's like throwing it to Travis Kelsey's easy. We just go do this and it works. They're like, now my playbook is open because like they hit that sick power eye counter to McKinnon from the fullback position on like 3rd and 1. You remember that?
I remember that. Yes.
They hit that. That's the first time we saw that from them. They started using Juju Smith-Schuster to run wheels.
Yes.
And that was sick. They really opened it up to him. But
they used the whip routes in the red zone like we talked about.
The whip routes, and then honestly, just good old-fashioned shotgun running the football. Like running the football out of shotgun formation. They did a lot of that with Isaiah Pacheco.
Dude, Pacheco had 15 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. He ran his ass off in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he workhorsed for sure, man. And
he did.
And it was good to see. He's going to be special next year, I think. I think if he gets he takes this all season, spends some time with Patrick Mahomes, they get their chemistry down in the throwing game, I think he can become a real like asset for that. But running the ball, the man is just naturally gifted, and being able to be at least in contention to be RB1 for them next year is going to be big for him.
Oh, he's definitely going to be RB1 for them.
Yeah, I mean McKinnon, you can't just throw McKinnon to the side because
no, but he's better out of the backfield though.
He is, and he's a better receiving back, but I mean, they still use him. I mean, like I said, they had that fucking. So I do. It's going to be a contest for which one of those is truly RB1. I do think it is,
and they also have Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well.
That is true. Who will be coming? He's injured, right?
Yeah, he's injured. He didn't play in the Super Bowl.
I was trying to think. I was like, wait, hold on. And they also have Melvin Gordon, who's just chilling.
Yeah.
Everybody forgot about. I forgot about that until they were talking about Melvin Gordon getting a Super Bowl ring finally, and I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Oh shit, that's right." So honestly, their running back room, they went from having one of the nastiest wide receiving cores to one of the nastiest running back rooms for sure. Like that's a stacked running back room.
Yeah,
I mean McKinnon, Isaiah Pacheco, fucking Edwards-Helaire, and then Melvin Gordon. Like that's a 4-back system.
It's stupid.
You know, there's the old adage, the old proverb of football that if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have 0 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the other, or like, you know, if you put a period there and you continued the paragraph, one of the next sentences would be, but if you have 4 running backs, fuck the other team.
That's wild. I mean, yeah, man, just, you know, both teams played their hearts out. It was incredibly disappointing because you knew one team was going to have to lose, and it's just, you know, the Eagles have got to be sick because they lost a fucking heartbreaker.
Yeah.
I mean, to lose on a last-second field goal, 38-35, that's – if it was me, dude, it would take me a long time to get over that as a competitor.
Yeah. Well, you just got to get back in the lab.
It's true.
All right,
and
man.
That's what Jalen Hurts said. So
let's
he said,
"Oh yeah,
no,
you're good."
Yeah, he said, you know, you can take this one of 2 ways. You can either, you know, sulk and bitch and moan, or you can take this and learn from it. He said, I'm going to learn from it.
Yeah,
that's why, like I said, dude,
where
he's got football character.
Yeah, dude. All right. Well, let's do some auxiliaries for this. Is there any commercials that stuck out to you? Do you remember any?
Ooh,
Anything that was particularly good?
I think that was particularly good. The the one that caught my attention, it played a few times, but it was the Gutfeld commercial where it just like ended just like that. And then they're like, "Oh, these commercials are expensive. That's why we have to do this."
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
that's good.
Yeah.
The one that everyone's
What about
talking
you?
about is that Tubi one. I don't know if you
What?
remember it. Tubi. It's the one where it like looked like your TV changed, and like someone was changing the TV.
Oh yeah, like the Netflix shit.
Yeah, it was for Tubi. It was for Tubi. But yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, so
Yeah, because I remember asking my roommate, like, dude, what the fuck did you do?
yeah, listen, dude, apparently that happened all over the country, which I think
Yeah.
is hilarious.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And then of course, how'd you feel about Miss Riri in the
Oh my
halftime
God.
show?
You don't want to know how I felt about that.
Sexually
Everyone's
aroused.
shitting on the performance. Like,
I thought it was
I
good.
didn't really. I thought it was good too. I didn't really understand, like, exactly what they were doing, but I didn't.
I mean, it wasn't. I just took it as art, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't try to put a reason behind it.
Well, but like for me, and this is how I've always felt about Rihanna, because I'm a huge Rihanna fan and I love her. Riri is the GOAT. I didn't give a shit about the performance. Like, they could have done anything and I wouldn't have cared. I just wanted to hear her sing
Yeah.
because I fucking love her singing. Like, I love her songs. I love Rihanna. Like, I didn't give a shit about. They could have done anything and I wouldn't have cared. Like, I just wanted to hear her sing, and she fucking hit it out of the park, dude. She was phenomenal.
Yeah. I thought it was a good show. I really did. I mean, I don't. The best thing I did hear was someone saying that Rihanna was 2 lobster claws away from one hell of a Halloween costume. That was pretty fucking funny. Can't lie. But besides
the other thing that stood out to me was, we talked about this in the pregame show, was fucking, typically Super Bowl performers, they'll bring out guest performers to help them. She didn't have any.
No.
I mean, her big surprise was that she's pregnant again, which is incredibly disappointing for me.
I mean,
it should have been me, guest star. It should have been me.
Her guest performance is her baby that's in her stomach.
Exactly. Like, and dude, that's how much of a bad bitch she is. Like, she knows, like, I don't need anyone to help me, like, because I got this shit.
But it's crazy because she did Umbrella, she did Run This Town. Jay-Z was there.
Yes.
And A$AP Rocky was there. I mean, A$AP, they don't really have any songs together, but that's just another person that she could, that's her baby daddy, A$AP Rocky. So, like, there's some people there that could have, once again, I think the show was great how it was. Not that it needed extra people, but the people were there if they wanted it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would have been cool to have Jay-Z. I guess that's my point. That's all I want to say. It's just Jay-Z was there. God damn it, they did 2 songs that had him there. Let's get some Jay-Z.
Yeah, true.
Not that I want him to sing anything more than his part in Run This Town and then his ad libs for Umbrella. But I just wanted him to do it. He was there.
I didn't give a shit, dude. I just wanted to hear Rihanna.
You
know that.
Yeah, man.
Dude, how hype were you when she played Run This Town, though? Because that song is a banger.
Banger, dude. Absolute banger.
Oh. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it.
It's such good. And All of the Lights. The one that surprised me was All of the Lights. I really didn't think she was going to do that.
I remember that.
I really didn't think that she was going to do that because all the shit that's going on with Kanye, and that's like...
True.
Essentially, it's a Kanye song that features all of them. Like,
she's got the chorus, so it worked.
It did work. It did work, and it was awesome, and I fucking love that song, so I was very excited. But I really didn't think she was going to do it, so it got me.
Dude, she played Bitch Better Have My Money, too.
Yeah, right?
I was like, that's why I love
gangster.
her. She's a bad bitch.
Fucking gangster.
Dude, she is a gangster. Like, no cap.
Yeah, man. So, overall, I gotta say this is like a solid like 9 out of 10 Super Bowl experience.
The ending was anticlimactic, but other than
honestly,
that, yeah.
if the ending was better, it'd be a 10 out of 10.
100%.
Because I mean, overall the commercials were pretty good. Rihanna halftime was awesome.
Yeah.
The opening was pretty good. They didn't draw anything out too long. They had all the pageantry that you expect, but nothing was too crazy long. Awesome. And the game itself was amazing. And so I got to give it a 9 out of 10 for Super Bowls, man. I agree. 9 out of 10 for you as well?
Yeah, I think 9 out of 10. The only thing that would have made it better is if the Eagles had a chance to score at the end.
Yeah, no, it would have. But man, the NFL season's over, man.
Dude, it's the off season.
It is the off season.
And if you thought that the Trash Talk Tailgate is going away in the off season, you are fucking wrong, my friend.
You are wrong.
Dude, we've got so much shit coming. I don't even know if we can talk about it right now.
They just listen. Listen, if you thought that football ends on the off season, you've never met two people quite like yours truly, Riley Puddin Peters and Dr. Preston Rowe. Because at the TTT, football is forever. And you can stamp that on your mamas. But just stick around, man. Like, comment, subscribe, stay with us. We're going to be having a bunch of cool content coming out in the off season. Obviously, we'll do the stuff like following coaches changes, looking at drafts, free agency, draft stuff. We'll get you with all the basics, but we're also going to try to have a little fun, man. Do some like theoretical football stuff, maybe answer some questions. Once again, shouts to our brother Shamar for giving us kind of at the beginning of the synthesis of this podcast, you would say, he threw us this massive list of topics, and I'm going to call that list the Shamar Super List, and you're definitely going to be seeing some topics from the Shamar Super List.
Dude, I'm excited. Dude, he's got some bangers.
And there are some good ones, man. So stay tuned. We're going to be involving guests. We're gonna be talking football. We're gonna be breaking down plays like always, and it's gonna be a fun ride this all season. So please,
it's gonna be so much fun.
Like, comment, subscribe. With your comments, tell us stuff you want to hear us cover. Whether it be historical games you want us to break down, topics you want us to talk about. This, that, the other, whatever you got, man, comment it to us. The spookcast@gmail.com. That is our global Sputiverse email. Send us your suggestions, anything you got for us. Please come and find us at Trash Talk Pod, right? What's the Twitter at?
Oh, it's at the Trash Talk Tailgate.
At the Trash Talk Tailgate.
Yeah.
On Twitter. Come find us. Let us know how you feel.
Because guys, like, none of this is possible without y'all. Like, shout out to our 42 subscribers. We're growing every single week, and we're so happy about it. But none of this is possible without you guys who like, comment, who tune in every single week and hear me and Riley talk about football and a bunch of bullshit every single week, man. And it's not our podcast; it's the people's podcast.
It is.
So we want to talk about what y'all want us to talk about.
Please let us know. Thank you for tuning in. We had a crazy first season with the TTT, and this first off season is going to be even better. So just stick around. But for now, we're going to hit the road on this one. It's been a wonderful time. Everybody, peace.